some billionaires and some hedge funds come out and say that there is going to be an astronomical run up on Bitcoin, and it is coming soon. We've got multiple hedge fund managers now saying the most bullish things that we've seen this entire cycle. And I know that sounds crazy to say because of how much bullish news that we've had, but we had Tom Lee on CNBC the other day give a wild Bitcoin price prediction, and I'll let you guys hear it from him himself.
I think at a minimum it should have the same network value as gold. And if you look at above ground gold, it's probably 23 trillion. So that would be, 1.2 million for Bitcoin. But I think Bitcoin is more valuable than gold. So, Bitcoin could be 2 million, 3 million long term. Even higher.
So look at that. He said 2 to 3 million and even higher. And he thinks that just by beating gold, it is bearish. That is electric. We can't, like, the skyrockets in flight that we're going to see when we start to see these Omega candles is absolutely crazy. And he's saying, hey, at a minimum, it should have the same network value of gold. And you look at above ground gold, it's probably around $23 trillion. So that would make 1.2 million for Bitcoin. But I think Bitcoin is more valuable than gold. Bitcoin could be 2 million, 3 million long-term, even higher. Now, this guy, he's a hedge fund manager, and he's saying all this on CNBC. And they were absolutely flabbergasted when he said that. He's like, what are we even talking about here? $2 to $3 million Bitcoin per coin. You got to be kidding me. But the reality is that these asset managers have been in the game for quite some time. The difference is that they have never seen a shoot up in assets as far as market cap like we've seen with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is on a generational run, and it continues here, folks, as we've seen Bitcoin go from absolutely nothing 16 odd years ago to literally the 6th largest asset by market cap. We've got gold leading the way, which is the world's longest standing, asset that people have valued. We got Google that's been around forever, Meta, Saudi Aramco, Tesla that's been around longer than Bitcoin. Tesla even holds Bitcoin on the balance sheet. Berkshire has Walmart, JP Morgan Chase, Visa. It's beating all the other payment rails. It's beating the largest banks. It's beating the company with the most cash on the balance sheet ever. And it's creeping up on Amazon. It's creeping up on Apple, Nvidia, and Microsoft. And these companies are now looking at Bitcoin. Hey, should we put Bitcoin on the balance sheet? The institutional adoption is starting to come, and it's starting to come quick. And Cathie Wood actually explained why she thinks that Bitcoin is going even higher in this as well. So Tom Lee, not the only asset manager that's super bullish on Bitcoin, but Cathie Wood, another one.
Take up those newly minted Bitcoin, and that's going to happen over years and years, or they'll have to pay up to get holders to sell it. So again, scarcity value will drive will increase because of the supply-demand imbalance, with institutional investors really having very little involvement yet.
So you hear that institutional involvement is having extremely small demand. But the interesting part is what my friend British Hodl has shown here. This is a great report by River, but the institutional adoption is mostly coming from businesses starting to stack Bitcoin on the balance sheet. Of course, we've had the ETF start to scoop up, but the other and the governments are still at a small amount. It's just that individuals have been selling off like madmen, and it's crazy to see this. We shouldn't be seeing Bitcoiners selling off their corn like this to people like Michael Saylor. You guys are absolutely crazy. What are you doing? Michael Saylor will gladly take that Bitcoin, but at the end of the day, you guys gotta keep hodling, baby. Keep hodling because of what we're seeing. This might cause the Bitcoin supply shock. We're seeing massive amounts of Bitcoin getting taken off exchanges at a daily basis. It's absolutely crazy. Businesses are buying Bitcoin at an extreme rate, And Bitcoin is on that generational run, and we're seeing it continue here, where the amount of buying just keeps going up and up and up and up, and the amount on exchanges keeps going down and down and down. We reached this inflection point not too long ago of in 2024, so late last year, and it seems like the demand and the buying is just going to cause a supply shock. Friend of the program, Luke Mikic, who I was on his just chopping it up in his live stream not too long ago, look at what he's saying here. In just another week, the Bitcoin supply shock continues as these new publicly traded companies rip supply off the market. Logitech raised 1.5 billion, 15,000 Bitcoin. Vanity Coffee raises 1.1 billion to buy 11,000 Bitcoin. K-Wave Media raised 500 million to buy 5,000 coins. And there's just 3,000 coins that are mined publicly traded in a day. So just these new publicly traded companies alone bought 31,000 coins, or about 10 weeks worth of supply. So no matter how you shape it, this time period of their Bitcoin buying is rapid. And the amount that is going on these ETFs is also increasing, right? And it's not even increasing as quickly as businesses. So the ETFs, businesses, they're scooping up Bitcoin at a rapid rate. And it's absolutely insane how much we are seeing this buying pressure coming in and the amount of Bitcoin getting scooped off exchanges. So what does that mean, right? I mean, Cathie Wood essentially lined it out. It's simple supply and demand economics here, where we're seeing the supply of Bitcoin that is currently available go down. There's less reason for people to sell because of the new lending products that we're seeing from Strike and even JP Morgan, but many others now that are starting to come out and offer these lending products. So then we see those no reason to sell, supply going down, and demand for Bitcoin going up like absolutely crazy. It's like we've got some addicts here, and the only cure is more Bitcoin. You know, we've got that that meme that the only cure is more cowbell. But hey, the only cure for all of this is, hey, y'all got any more Bitcoins? And that's what we're kind of seeing here, is that these ETFs continue to scoop up more and more Bitcoin. Businesses are just absolutely starting to scoop up more Bitcoin. And it's interesting because the amount of entities and publicly traded companies that we're starting to see come online and buy Bitcoin is just taking off. I mean, like it just honestly can't even be made up at this point. So these Bitcoins that are these corporations that are now scooping up Bitcoin are going absolutely bananas. And there's just now corporations that are essentially dead, that Bitcoin as a corporate treasury hedge is now being made for as a case by Fidelity, one of the biggest asset managers in the planet. They've laid out a case as a corporate treasury hedge against 6 major risks, both high and low, considering the FX liquidity. In a world of monetary distortion, Bitcoin isn't a gamble, it's a strategic response. That's from Fidelity and Bitcoin for Corporations saying all this stuff. So these guys obviously have their ears to the streets when it comes to these Bitcoin corporations. And so if all of these guys are now extremely bullish on Bitcoin, and we start to see more Bitcoin start to be put on balance sheets of corporations, it seems like it's the perfect cocktail that we're stirring up here for a Bitcoin potential supply shock. And I know you guys call me crazy, as I've been saying this for quite some time on the channel. And that's something me and my friend Luke agree so much on, is that it's just simple math at this point. We're seeing Bitcoin just getting scooped up off of an exchange, and you guys taking your Bitcoin off exchanges, maybe buying with Bitcoin well and put it on your Bitbox. Well, how many of you guys are looking to go and trade that? Now you have that other step of friction. Maybe you have a spending pile, maybe you have a savings pile, whatever have you. But all of this is now extremely interesting, where we see Bitcoin absolutely start to disrupt giant market sets. And Bitcoin is now starting to look at potentially disrupting the real estate market. It's the bond market. But Wells Fargo came out and said that the Bitcoin strategy that, that the Bitcoin strategy that MSTR is now implementing is underrated. And the interesting aspect of it is that the overall $300 trillion bond market might be the most underappreciated Bitcoin story of 2025, which is absolutely crazy here, right? I mean, like, how are we looking at this where Wells Fargo, how many assets under management do they have? Let's see. Because I know it's one of the biggest banks. So it has $1.9 trillion assets under management as of 2024. So our total assets, 1.9 trillion, which is absolutely insane. And it has 603 billion assets under management. So they see these things and they see the writing on the wall here, right? I mean, how could you not? Their clients are looking for it. Their clients are clamoring at the bit. Hey, guys, we want Bitcoin and we want more of it quick. McLovin is saying that I sound like a bullish funeral director preparing for the service of fiat. And that's right. I mean, my friends over at the Bitcoin Way, you guys always say I look like a funeral director in this picture. I'll take it as long as the funeral is for fiat. Go to the bitcoinway.com/green candle. You'll see this ugly mug here. You could book a free 30-minute consultation. They can help get your Bitcoin off exchange if you guys are nervous about it. They're a great, trusted company. They'll never touch your private keys. They'll never do anything like that. They've got 25 years of cybersecurity experience, so they can help you make sure that everything's okay. Bitcoin's a daunting task to get into, especially self-custody. A lot of people are nervous of just buying Bitcoin originally, but you guys should definitely go on and look at the overall offering that the Bitcoin Way offers. And on top of it, part of what I love about Bitcoin is meeting you ugly mugs in person. I'm just kidding. I'm the only ugly mug here. You could go to BTC Prague and use promo code Green Candle. You'll get 10% off. I just booked my ticket to Prague today. I know, guys, I am very late to the game, but you guys should go to BTC Prague, use promo code Green Candle, and I will see you guys all there. Arson's asking, what about retail investors? Hey, retail investors are looking at this chart too, right? Retail investors are doing that. I think that these products are going to start to come down, right? I mean, we're starting to see giant lending products really start to make way, but there's going to be some retail investors that are going to be given the opportunity to buy and borrow against their Bitcoin soon. There's potentially, some partnerships. Maybe I'll tease that. There's going to be a partnership here potentially in the near future with a company that can help you guys with these Bitcoin loans. But I know right now I've got Unchained. If you guys want to go to them, they offer one. You could go to unchained.com and use Green Candle 50, I believe. And if that doesn't get you there, let me know and we can figure that out. But you could use that or Green Candle Signature if you got one of their signature products. But they help you with commercial loans. They give you Bitcoin IRA. They do all these other things, business Bitcoin lots. So like I said, right now institutional investors are winning with that, but I think the overall products are coming and they're coming soon because we're already seeing some of the biggest loans get taken out here. I mean, look at this SALT loan that we have. We've got $105 million Bitcoin backed loan coming already here. And this was just released less than a week ago. So this is the largest loan that we've seen to date. And these products have been around for how long, or really making waves for how long? I mean, Bitcoin institutional adoption is absolutely huge. And Ben is saying that the Figure is offering them, and so is Strike. Strike, I believe the limit is 75,000. Don't quote me fully on that. I know that they keep updating those limits and those changes. But I think for individuals, it is currently 75,000. So maybe not the full of what you want just yet, or the access to everybody. But I do think that that is coming, right? I mean, we're seeing the SALT lending loan of 105 million, which is massive, right? So it's collateralized credit, and it's the LOI by Golf Suites. It hasn't come through yet, but it's an estimated 105 million in senior secured credit facilities, including 35 million for Golf Suites and 70 million for ERS to build and rent manufactured homes. So it's even overtaking the mortgage area of this. So McLovin has said leaden. I'm not quite sure on leaden. You guys in the chat, let everybody know, because it seems like there's a lot of demand for these products. And yeah, if you know any of these products that are looking to market, Green Candle has a lot of demand, it seems, because these loans, I think, like personally, I want to be able to use one as well here pretty soon. No monthly payments. That actually sounds interesting. I'm not quite sure how that could potentially work. It sounds like there's a little bit of a risk there if there's no payments, but I don't know. We'll maybe have to dive in, maybe get Mauricio on the show and we can talk about these payments. But Bitcoin's sitting at 104,000. So you don't even need a full coin in order to get a loan with Strike. The only issue is you have to have Strike custody that. Now, some of these other ones, maybe Ledin, you don't have to. Unchained, maybe you don't have to. I think you guys should just do your own research and make sure you're being careful not to get too over leveraged, because there is the potential, right, of big giant swings that we see in the Bitcoin market. I think with leverage, you always got to be super careful. But the reality of the situation is that we always see Bitcoin chugging along. So Bitcoin up over 52% in the past year, and year to date, it's up 12.2%. And everybody's bearish. That's the crazy part about this, is that even with this, everybody is freaking bearish. Why are we bearish, guys? There's so much bullish news on what is going on. And I think that the reality is that we're seeing some potential here coming through of more and more Bitcoin. And we've got over 200 of you. Make sure you guys smoke that like Cheech and Chong, and hit that subscribe button. We'll give you guys some more sats here as well. So get your Bitcoin wallets ready, because we are going to be giving away some more sats here, thanks to the friends over at Bitcoin Well. So use bitcoinwell.com/greencandle. You guys heard the spiel earlier, but 500 points when you sign up, 500 points on your first buy. That's 2 chances for you to win 1 million sats. All you got to do is hit the subscribe button with the bell notification, and I'm giving you free sats. There's 474. Again, straight to the dome piece. So keep on coming to these live streams, folks, because what we're seeing is the change in ownership and a dramatic shift in the Bitcoin landscape. We're seeing people now lose out to corporations when it comes to just the overall Bitcoin market. So we need the individuals to rise up, right? The businesses are starting to see the true value proposition of Bitcoin, and people are still missing the boat. So tell your friends to tell a friend to come and join the Green Candle live streams. And thank you for all 200 plus of you joining on Twitter and YouTube. I'll catch you guys all at the next one.